49ers Jeff Garcia busted for DUI. What happens next for the quarterback and the team? Plus, America headed back to the moon, the taxpayer costs, the political implications, and the health risks of cell phones, the chances of getting brain cancer. CBS 5 Eyewitness News starts now. Good evening, I'm Dana King.
And I'm Ken Bastida. An embarrassed and red-eyed Jeff Garcia apologizes to his fans after spending the night in jail. Juliette Goodrich is live at 49ers headquarters tonight with what the future holds for the quarterback charged with drunk driving. Juliette?
Ken, no comments tonight from Jeff Garcia's teammates here at 49er headquarters, but the 49ers did release a statement saying that they expressing regret over the situation. And earlier today, Jeff Garcia spoke out publicly after his arrest.
First of all, I regret that I'm standing here in front of you in this type of situation.
Visibly upset, 49ers quarterback Jeff Garcia breaks his silence after spending the night in jail, booked on suspicion of driving under the influence of alcohol.
Hey, Jeff,
Garcia left the Santa Clara County Jail this morning, where he spent 6 hours in custody.
I'm extremely embarrassed for my family, for the San Francisco 49er organization, and for the Bay Area for having to put them through something like this.
Around 1:50 in the morning, Garcia was arrested in the parking lot of this Jack in the Box near San Jose State by a university police officer. Garcia was reportedly driving his SUV erratically before he was pulled over. Police reports say Garcia admitted to drinking alcohol. A man and 2 women were in Garcia's vehicle the time of the arrest. Earlier in the evening, Garcia was photographed with a drink in his hand at the Sharks game on the in-house jumbo screen. Rick Freudenberger was there.
It was actually funny because he had like on a ski cap kind of thing. I felt like he was trying to disguise who he was.
After the game, Garcia and several friends reportedly ordered more drinks at the Mission Ale House on Santa Clara Street, where Garcia's frequented before. Tonight, patrons had this to say about Garcia's arrest.
It happens to the best of people a lot of times. I would never characterize him as some kind of an abuser. I've met him here before. He's not that kind of a person.
Now, the 3-time Pro Bowl selection faces a sad chapter in his career.
In all honesty, this matter will be taken very seriously.
Police say Garcia's blood alcohol level will not be released for about 2 weeks, but they say that he was in excess of the legal limit, 0.08. Ken, Garcia is expected to make his first court appearance March 1st.
All right, Juliette Goodrich, thank you for that report. A little later on in our newscast, sports editor Dennis O'Donnell on how the arrest could affect Garcia's career and what this means for the 49ers.
President Bush unveils an ambitious plan to send astronauts back to the moon and then on to Mars.
It is time for America to take the next steps. Today, I announce a new plan to explore space and extend a human presence across our solar system.
Mr. Bush's proposal for the space program includes landing robots on the moon by 2008, a manned lunar mission as early as 2015, the establishment of a permanent moon base and launch pad, and eventually a manned mission to Mars sometime in about 25 years or so. The president wants to increase NASA's $15 billion budget by roughly $1 billion over the next 5 years.
Well, obviously, outer space is not the only thing on the president's agenda right now. He is busy rolling out a whole host of proposals for what he would like to include during a second term in office. Ross Plater is in the newsroom right now with how the president is stealing the political spotlight from the Democrats. Ross?
Well, Ken, you'd have to be living under one of those rocks on Mars to have missed the president's new agenda. And perhaps by design, he's eclipsing the Democrats who want his job.
Taking full advantage of the bully pulpit that comes with being the incumbent, President Bush is grabbing the headlines. 2 days ago, it was a controversial new immigration plan. Today, it's returning astronauts to the moon and eventually going on to Mars.
We will give NASA a new focus and vision for future exploration.
But critics claim it's his own future he's shoring up. New space projects would bring new jobs and cash to Florida and California, 2 key states in his bid for re-election. Then there's his proposal to spend $1.5 billion promoting marriage.
We need an emphasis on developing strong marriages. What statistics tell us more than half of all marriages end in divorce.
But in light of the recent Massachusetts Supreme Court ruling favoring gay marriage, critics say it too is just about politics.
He is a radical social conservative. He needs to appeal to that base in order to get reelected.
All of which leaves the Democrats who would be president slugging it out against each other. Howard Dean, quickly becoming the incredible shrinking frontrunner, is lashing out at Wesley Clark, who's closing in on Dean in New Hampshire.
Look, I think General Clark is a good guy, but I truly believe he's a Republican.
And in Iowa, where polls now show it is a statistical dead heat, Kerry is rapidly gaining ground, and Gephardt is trying to deliver Dean a knockout punch.
Now we find out he thinks there's an upside to terrorists running the Palestinian Authority. And we thought George W. Bush was unprepared to be president of the United States.
The critical Iowa caucus is on Monday, but it may be a one-day story. The President's State of the Union address is on Tuesday. Ross Plater, CBS 5, Eyewitness News.
Well, late word tonight that one of the 9 Democrats running for president is dropping out. Former Illinois Senator Carol Moseley Braun will announce tomorrow that she is quitting the race and endorsing the frontrunner, Howard Dean. Moseley Braun was the only woman in the field. She remained in single digits in the polls, didn't qualify for several state ballots.
It is a positive sign of the times, with several major Bay Area tech companies posting profits and record revenues. Greg Lefebvre with what looks like a dot-com recovery, yet some cause for concern.
San Francisco's South of Market, trashed in the dot-com bust, is bustling once again. Tech companies are on the rise. With its iPod selling twice as fast as the year before, Apple Computer set a 4-year record for sales. Intel's earnings jumped too in the latest quarter.
We're looking at a consistent upturn in almost all the economic indicators.
Blood is returning to the Bay Area's economic veins. In the once devastated South of Market, trendy Whole Foods has moved in. Impossible until now.
Things really have changed, and we've been wanting to come to this location for several years now. And so now that we are here, even though it took a little bit longer, it's even sweeter.
The Bay Area Economic Forum lays credit to the Bay Area's very high worker productivity, nearly twice the national average. That's due mostly to the high value of what the region produces: advanced computers, advanced medicines.
We still have the most highly educated, best trained workforce in the world. We still have the best R&D base in the country. We are still the center of technology innovation.
A third of the entire country's venture capital is spent right here. But black clouds loom on the horizon. The same issues that got Governor Schwarzenegger elected: high workers' comp costs, the astonishing price of housing, and outdated transportation systems.
When you factor in our cost of living and our cost of doing business, that big advantage narrows very dramatically.
Does that make our economic cup half full or half empty? Experts tell us mostly full, but's leaking. Greg Lefebvre, CBS 5 Eyewitness News.
Well, it was a less than warm reception for the vice president. Coming up next, Dick Cheney's trip to California. Top Democrats' harsh words for the administration.
Plus, taking the Mars rover for a spin, the contribution of Bay Area scientists, what took them 3 years to complete.
And a little later on, the health risks of cell phones, why fears of cancer may be unfounded.
Well, we did have some showers across the Bay Area today, and we have another system that's headed in as we approach the weekend. How long is this break going to last? My forecast is coming up.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Sleep Train, your ticket to a better night's sleep.
Tonight, don't miss Dave's unfair edit of the night.
This administration is a major failure.
Plus, find out why Bette Midler gets Dave to say this.
From this point on, I will not be speaking to Barry Manilow.
And the top 10 reasons why President Bush wants to put a man on Mars.
Maybe we'll find some weapons of mass destruction there.
Dave's all new, then catch Craig.
The four-wheel drive Sequoia. One of the official Toyota vehicles of Alpine Meadows Resort. Thanks to its 240 horsepower V8 engine, four-wheel traction and vehicle stability control, and most importantly for some, its seat warmers. Check out the Sequoia at your Toyota dealer today.
Let's get out of here.
Why, what?
They messed up and they gave me the wrong change. I got like way too much money. Score. Drive.
At Boston Market, you won't believe our latest offer, because now you can get an additional whole sweet garlic rotisserie chicken for just $1.99 when you buy one of our delicious family meals, complete with an array of oh-so-yummy side dishes. It'll almost feel like you're getting away with something, which technically you are. Boston Market, we're always cooking.
These prices are amazing. You know what? I can't miss this sale. Jimmy?
Albertsons bone-in chicken breast, just 99 cents a pound with Preferred Card. Fresh broccoli, buy one bunch, get one free with Preferred Card. And selected varieties of Max Cola 12 packs, 5 for $10 with Preferred Card.
Oh, it's so late. Jimmy, I got your cookies. Yeah, aren't you glad we stopped?
Albertsons, helping make your life easier.
You're watching CBS 5 Eyewitness News.
From the West Coast to the East Coast, the Bush administration is getting slammed for going to war in Iraq. In Beverly Hills, dozens of protesters greeted Vice President Dick Cheney with anti-war and anti-Bush signs. He was giving a fundraising speech at the World Affairs Council. And in Washington,
war in Iraq was a war of choice, not a war of necessity. It was a product they were methodically rolling out. There was no imminent threat, no immediate national security imperative, and no compelling reason to go to war.
Ted Kennedy accused the administration of building the case for war to distract from the failed search for Osama bin Laden.
The man who created the tangled web of deals at Enron will go to prison. Andrew Fastow pleaded guilty to 2 counts of conspiracy to commit fraud. Enron's former finance chief will also forfeit more than $29 million in assets and cooperate with prosecutors. His cooperation could help make a case against former top executives Ken Lay and Jeffrey Skilling.
A judge refuses to dismiss murder charges against Scott Peterson. A new judge stepped in to consider that defense motion for dismissal. Peterson's team argues the prosecutors did not present enough evidence during last year's 11-day hearing. But the judge disagreed and ordered the case to go forward.
And we didn't expect him, her to rule, differently, but that was our hope.
My client is
The judge also ordered a university professor overseeing a survey of potential jurors to appear in court next Tuesday. That survey by Professor Stephen Schoenthaler has come under fire after several students told the newspaper that they fabricated the results.
Tonight, the Mars rover motors around the red planet. Coming up next, the Bay Area contribution, the years of work that will only travel several feet.
And a little later on, cell phone dangers, your chances of developing cancer.
And boy, that frontal system blew through the Bay Area today and literally fell apart. But now we have to worry about the fog in the morning. I'll have all the details coming up next.
Eyewitness News is brought to you in part by your credit card companies.
My credit card company called me. They wanted to know if I charged 2 surfboards in Laguna Beach.
Credit card companies are on the alert for fraud.
They gave me a new card the next day.
Most credit card fraud is detected before the victim even knows about it.
I wasn't held responsible.
If we think it's not you, we'll contact you to check a purchase.
I guess it wasn't a wipeout.
Your credit card companies.
Introducing the all-new Nissan Quest, a revolutionary minivan featuring 5 Skyview windows, an innovative center console, automated side and rear lift doors, and fold-away second and third row seats. Moms have changed. Shouldn't the minivan?
Eyewitness traffic on the 5s. Weekday mornings starting at 5.
Eyewitness WeatherNet is sponsored by Mancini Sleep World. Save big during Mancini Sleep World's Best Buy Mattress Sale. Call 1-800-64-SLEEP.
High relative humidity around the Bay Area already. We have fog in Santa Rosa, Daly City, Pleasanton, and San Jose. Your complete forecast is coming up next.
With calcium, vitamins, and iron, Wonder helps build strong bodies.
The 2004 Mitsubishi Endeavor. Automotive critics chose its performance, handling, and comfort over the Toyota Highlander. But you don't have to be a critic to love it. The Mitsubishi Endeavor. More stuff, more to feel good about. Right now, get 0% financing for 60 months on a new 2004 Endeavor. Only at your Mitsubishi retailer.
You're watching CBS 5 Eyewitness News.
Well, in the next hour, NASA's rover is expected to roll onto the surface of Mars.
Spirit will look for evidence of water and life on the red planet, but as our technology reporter Sue Kwan tells us, this first step is the riskiest. Sue?
That's right. This will be the true test of whether the rover can process computer commands telling it what to do. Scientists will know in the next 2 to 3 hours whether the robot's first move is successful.
The wheels are in position. The rover Spirit is ready to leave the lander.
The engineering team is just elated that we're driving finally. We're cut our ties loose and we're ready to rove.
Scientists at the Jet Propulsion Lab will command the rover to roll 10 feet and come to a stop. This model shows how 2 mounted cameras will help map a travel route.
It's continuously taking stereo images, just like your eyes, stereo pictures of the terrain in front of it.
NASA Ames researchers will use those 3D pictures to create a computer program with instructions of where to go, what to avoid, and what to do the following day.
It is a high-level description of what the rover is to do. Okay.
In binary code?
Correct. Okay. Correct. In a binary code that is shared between the rover and the ground crew.
So it's not as simple as controlling a robot with a joystick. It will take hours to issue instructions and then find out if the rover received and carried out its commands.
Another challenge for scientists is having patience. The rover will only be able to travel about 65 feet per day.
Examining the first rock could take at least 3 days.
The first day, they will command the rover to go about 5 feet from the rock. The next day, they'll command the rover to go within about a foot of the rock. And then the third day, they'll program the arm to extend out and place the rock abrasion tool or the microscopic imager on that rock.
Ames researchers spent 3 years on mapping software. In the next 3 months, it will be put to the test. And like other technology developed by NASA,
eventually, you could imagine using these things for things like cutting the grass. I mean, very, very ultimately very mundane applications.
Sue Kwan, CBS 5 Eyewitness News.
One expensive lawnmower, let me tell you. Back here on Earth.
Yes, back here on Earth, we are very concerned about the fog situation.
Yeah, it's bad.
We have just enough rain around here today to moisten up the atmosphere, and with light winds and clearing skies, we're going to see some very dense areas of fog. Made for a very pleasant sunset, though. As you look out to the west here, you can see we were just starting to get some clearing around sunset at about 5:13 this evening, and since the skies are clearing, we are going to see a lot of fog tonight. Overnight and into the morning hours. Hazy sunshine then for tomorrow afternoon, and then it looks like we'll start out the weekend dry, but we could very likely end up with a wet Sunday afternoon. So here is the frontal system that moved through today. It's really totally disorganized now, not amounting to much. Most of the moisture actually north of the Sierra at this point, and high pressure building in behind it in the Pacific as well as out of the Great Basin. So when you get light winds caused by a very weak pressure gradient, like we have, and all this moisture at the surface, you don't get enough atmospheric mixing to mix out the fog layer. So we'll see plenty of dense ground fog tonight around the Bay Area from the Central Valley all the way over to the coast. And here it is, hour by hour, pinpointing your forecast, waking up to a lot of dense fog, so leave a little earlier for your morning commute if you possibly can. Even hazy during the afternoon, but we will see a lot more sunshine, and temperatures will be up around 5 to 8 degrees or so. Warmer tomorrow than it was today, with 59 in Santa Rosa, San Rafael at 58, Kentfield at 59 degrees. We'll have 57 in Antioch, 59 in Livermore. They'll have quite a bit of fog by about noon, and then they should start to see a little sunshine during the afternoon hours. 61 in Sunnyvale, Cupertino at 61, Santa Clara making it to 62, 62 in San Jose, and 58 in Half Moon Bay. So here is my CBS 5-day forecast calling for a lot of fog tomorrow morning. We should see sunshine across most of the Bay Area by the afternoon, or some of those inland valleys may have persistent fog throughout much of the day. Friday looks good. Saturday, we'll have a chance for rain late in the day, pretty much overnight and then in through Sunday. And at this point, it looks like we could stay wet through Monday, which is a holiday, Martin Luther King Day.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
Weekend off and on.
Yeah,
All right.
off and a mixed bag.
Thanks, Sam. Well, it is a sign of the toxic times in San Francisco's Hunters Point neighborhood. Thanks to an environmental group, a new sign was put up today to point out the toxic hazards in the old naval shipyard. It highlights the areas where PCBs are buried, where there is a radiological landfill, and where toxins are leaching into the basin.
A new British study out there suggests that cell phones do not pose any serious health risks. Scientists at England's National Radiological Protection Board say they found no clear evidence exposure to radio frequency waves causes cancer. However, researchers do call for more long-term testing. Now, there have always been fears that cell phones increase a person's risk of brain tumors, headaches, and other medical problems.
Coming up, a casualty of the holidays. In just a moment, the toy store filing for Chapter 11, who it's blaming for its troubles.
Getting a new car is a good thing. Getting a brand new Honda Civic with impressive savings on features like air conditioning, CD player, and a center storage console is an even better thing. So go see your Honda dealer today and ask for the Civic Value Package. Oh, coupon not required.
Knutson Cottage Doubles or yogurt? Well, since Knutson Cottage Doubles has half the sugar of yogurt, the real dilemma is what to do with that yogurt. Cottage cheese with real fruit topping, that's half the sugar of yogurt. Knutson Cottage Doubles.
ATA is pleased to announce advanced seat assignments, no minimum stays, and easy web check-in are now on sale. Honest values from ATA. Not just a great sale, a great airline. ATA, an honestly different airline.
In 1977, an idea was planted. One day, it would lead to high-speed internet access, streaming video, and sharing digital photographs. It's been 25 years now. Today, SBC companies supply more people with high-speed DSL than anyone else in America. Obviously, the idea grew. SBC, going beyond the call.
Introducing 1, 2, 3-course combos.
Do you love me? Do you love 3? Now at Applebee's. Come on now. Course 1, I do the appetizer. Course 2, wow, entree. Course 3, save room for dessert.
3 courses and 3 great new combos at Applebee's.
Do you love 3?
Eating good in the neighborhood.
Spanish translation on the SAP channel is brought to you by the Santa Clara Valley Water District.
You're watching CBS 5 Eyewitness News.
An ominous sign of what could come in the Middle East conflict. A female suicide bomber blew herself up, killing 4 people, including 3 Israeli soldiers. Now, this was the first time the Islamic militant group Hamas used a woman to carry out a suicide attack. Hamas's spiritual leader says that the tactic is unique for his group, but that the holy war is an obligation of all Muslims, men and women.
After 9 months and thousands of entries, New York City unveiled the design for the Ground Zero Memorial today. It's called Reflecting Absence. The architects say it's meant to bring peace of mind by combining water and trees in the middle of downtown Manhattan. 2 massive reflecting pools will occupy the space where the Twin Towers once stood, and waterfalls spill over the names of those who died.
It had to be a powerful remembrance of the tremendous loss of September 11th, and yet at the same time of the courage and sacrifice of New Yorkers and America who responded with such incredible courage.
The memorial will also honor those who died on September 11th in Washington and Pennsylvania.
Another major toy store files for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. KB Toys will close up to 500 of its 1,300 stores nationwide. The chain accounts for about 5% of U.S. toy sales. The company blames heavy price cutting during the holiday season from giant discounters like Walmart. KB's sales dropped double digits. The company employs 13,000 people. Last month, the owner of FAO Schwartz also filed for Chapter 11.
I'm Dennis O'Donnell. Jeff Garcia is busted for DUI. LeBron James is bringing his game to town, and a horse called Raider Nation. He did what the Raiders do not. Sports in 2 minutes.
Into second. Final 16th. It's Raider Nation well clear. Touchdown, Raiders. Raider Nation.
I want my baby back. Chili, baby back rib. I want my baby. Chili, baby back rib.
Chili's legendary mesquite smoked double-basted baby back ribs.
I got my baby back ribs.
Rock, yeah, we're gonna take the rock. Right, the rock.
Whew. The Rock.
Yeah, the rock. What do you say we go one up on that rock over there?
Yeah, the rock.
It'll get you there. The rest is up to you. The largest, most powerful forerunner yet.
You are in for a surprise.
After all, a giant man can't have an ordinary-sized life.
Big Fish, rated PG-13. Now playing in theaters everywhere.
I'm Roberta Gonzalez from CBS 5 for the Santa Clara Valley Water District. Ever since people settled in the Santa Clara Valley, flooding has been a problem. Floods have blocked highways and devastated homes, but floods could happen again any year. The Santa Clara Valley Water District works all year long to protect homes, businesses, and roads from flooding. For your free guide to flood safety, call 1-888-HEY-NOAH or click heynoah.com. Remember, flooding may be closer than you think.
Congratulations! You've launched the pink slip virus. Your office is now infected. They'll soon trace it back to you. Good luck finding a new job. Congratulations!
Want to get away? Now you can with Southwest Airlines Internet specials for just $39 to $99 when you purchase by January 19th, only at southwest.com.
You are now free to move about the country.
Here's a little taste of something different.
Introducing Chili's Shanghai Boneless Wings. Toasted sesame seeds, ginger citrus glaze, creamy wasabi ranch dressing, and no bones. Want more flavor?
I love Chili's.
It happens to people every day, but when it happens to you and you're the quarterback for the 49ers, it ends up in every newspaper and every newscast in the country.
Yeah, right or wrong, that's the case when you're in a high-profile occupation like Jeff Garcia is. 49ers quarterback Jeff Garcia was arrested on suspicion of drunken driving early this morning. Garcia was pulled over by San Jose State University police near campus because he was driving erratically. Preliminary results showed Garcia's blood alcohol level was above the legal limit. He was booked into Santa Clara County Jail at 3:30 a.m., released 6 hours later.
And I understand the actions or the responsibilities that somebody in my position sets within this community. I'm extremely embarrassed for my family, for the San Francisco 49er organization, and for the Bay Area for having to put them through something like this.
All right, under NFL rules and being a first-time offender, Garcia will be fined if he is found guilty of driving under the influence. Rams defensive coordinator Lovie Smith is now the new head coach of the Chicago Bears. 4-year, $5.4 million contract. He's the first black head coach in Bears history and currently the 5th in the NFL right now. And now we know why Mike Mularkey turned down the Raider interview offer. He is now the head coach of the Buffalo Bills. He was an assistant for 10 years, the last 3 with the Pittsburgh Steelers. In just his rookie season, Cleveland Cavs rookie LeBron James has become the hottest ticket in the NBA, and his only Bay Area appearance tips off tomorrow night. His team isn't very good, let's face it, but LeBron's game does match his hype. James is averaging almost 20 points a game, 6.3 assists, has 57 steals. And oh yeah, that $90 million Nike contract, he loves to buy retro jerseys. If you're not careful, he'll rip the shirt right off your back.
Just get whatever I want, I can get. You know.
And one of the things you get is retro jerseys. You tell them about that. Are you into that, man?
Yeah, I buy them all. I even buy yours if you have one.
You know, he handles it so well, and you know, he's smart enough to say the right things at the right time, and that's what makes it work.
Yeah, and you're that good, everybody laughs at your jokes. All right, it's time for the top 5. We start at Golden Gate Fields, where a new Raider workhorse has emerged. Here is number 5.
Final 16th, it's Raider Nation, well clear. Touchdown, Raiders. Raider Nation by about 5 at the wire.
Dana, you didn't see that once all season, did you? Touchdown Raiders. At number 4, look at the feed by Ben Gordon to Rashad Anderson. Top-ranked UConn rolls 94-70. At number 3, there was shoeless Joe Jackson, and now there is shoeless David Teague. After that 3-ball, he decided he's better off on his bare feet, and Purdue beats Wisconsin. Give me number 2 now. Jason Kidd, he makes the top 5 almost nightly. He can play the game blindfolded. To RJ for the EVLAN, and we're going to stay in the Meadowlands for number 1. Jason Kidd this time just throws the ball, and RJ, Richard Jefferson, does most of the work. Yes way, Bastida. The Nets win the game, 115-103. So here's the deal. Jason Kidd has played against LeBron, and Jason really schooled LeBron James. So it's going to be a few years before James really gets to that level and turns the Cleveland Cavaliers into a winner. And by that time, he'll probably become a free agent and play for the Warriors.
The Lakers.
Not. Yeah, the Lakers, you're exactly right.
Hey, a question about Garcia. You know, oftentimes athletes make more money by sponsoring products,
Right,
and I'm just wondering what might happen to that part of his career.
Most of those guys have clauses in the contracts that if they do something, they go on the other side of the tracks, they're busted for DUI, it can't affect the clause in that contract. Yeah. So we'll see. But I think with Garcia, I'd be shocked if that happened and be surprised if it happened again.
All right, bud. Thank you. We'll be right back.
The National Marrow Donor Program saves lives. Find out more at 1-800-MARROW-2 or log on to marrow.org.
All news. All the time. Count on it. KCBS All News 740.
Right now, over half our suits and sport coats are on sale, plus hundreds of pants, sweaters, shoes, shirts, and outerwear, 20 to 50% off. Now that's a sale. I guarantee it.
The Men's Warehouse Winter Sale.
The Hyundai Sonata makes more sense than ever. Once again ranked most appealing entry midsize car by J.D. Power and Associates. It's $3,700 less than a Toyota Camry LE when comparably equipped. And only Hyundai has America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. Test drive the 2004 Hyundai Sonata starting at just $15,539. When your car makes this much sense, you win. Get a 2004 Sonata with up to $3,000 cash back or 0% APR.
Their acrobatics will astound you. Their gravity-defying feats will amaze you. Their breathtaking performance will excite you. They're the Imperial Circus of China in an exclusive limited engagement at Chukchansi Gold Casino. The Imperial Circus of China has been captivating audiences the world over. And now, Chukchansi Gold Casino brings you an opportunity to see them for yourself. 3 days only, Friday, January 30th through Sunday, February 1st. This is one show you won't want to miss. To reserve your seats, call 866-7-WIN-WIN. The Imperial Circus of China, a Chukchansi Gold Casino exclusive.
Right now, over half our suits and sport coats are on sale, plus hundreds of pants, sweaters, shoes, shirts, and outerwear, 20 to 50% off. Now that's a sale. I guarantee it.
The Men's Warehouse Winter Sale.
The largest RV show on the West Coast, the 16th Annual Manufacturers RV Show and Sale. 22 dealers, over 85 RV manufacturers. Indoors at the spacious Alameda County Fairgrounds in Pleasanton, January 9th through the 19th.
Everything is on sale now through Monday at Bruner's Winter Sale. Plus, you make no down payment, no monthly payments, and no interest payments till 2006. Or take an extra discount for cash.
That's the beauty of Bruner's.
Hurry, sale ends Monday.
Well, thanks to our partnership with the San Francisco Chronicle, we get a preview of tomorrow's stories. City Attorney of San Francisco investigates allegations made by city workers that they were forced to aid Gavin Newsom's campaign for mayor. And in the Datebook section, part 2 of Sean Penn's story about his return to Iraq.
And that does it for us right now. David Letterman is coming up next.
Yeah.
Good night.
Have a good night.